What? Why is that? Why is that on the screen? What? What a calamity. What a horrible thing to have happen. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's show. I am Shawn M. Smith, the host of Let's Talk Marketing. Let's Talk Marketing, which you normally see every Tuesday at 2:15, but this week was preempted down to 8:15 due to Olympic coverage of Ginger Tag. I participated in Olympic level tag sport where you run around happily with carrots and throw them at other human beings, and the person that gets hit with the most pieces of copper carrot wins the day. Obviously, I'm kidding. First of all, if you guys are here today, if this is your first time, welcome to the show. Name of the show is Let's Talk Marketing. What we do here is we talk about film marketing, marketing as a whole. Today's episode, we're going to be doing a deconstruction of a campaign from the past, and we're also going to jam board how we would do a modern version of said campaign together. And then we'll go through some other things, which I call my words of the week, and we'll do some pleasantries at the end with a big old goody handshake. But let's just talk for a second. I just got to do one quick thing. But I want to make sure you can hear me. So for the three of you that are checking it out, giving me hearts, showing me love, give me a 1 in the comments. But before you do that, go to StreamYard.com/Facebook. If you want to participate in today's show, StreamYard.com/Facebook. That way you won't come up as a gray blob in the comments when you put something in. That way I can bring you into the show. You can participate for the length of the show, and we have a fun time. So let me know. Someone give me a 1 if you can hear me fine. I know the microphone should be working. I'm seeing heat, but I want to make sure it's coming through on the face space, on the MyBook, on the Friendster. That'd be cool if you'd done this on Friendster. Not now. I mean, back in the day. Got a lot of zany energy today. I've been up a long time. I think everyone's got the same problem. So have a good day. One. Stephen Butler's listening. Hello, tiramisu. Okay. It worked. It looks like it's working. Here we go. I'm just going in to drop it with a comment on the thread. I want to make sure that everyone that wants to come in can come. James, thanks for coming as well. Good to hear from you again. Had a lovely talk with James Double-M today about his festival and other passion projects that he's working on. So that's always very cool. Tiramisu, Tippy Canoe, and Tyler too, as it were. So what we're going to do, like I said, today, I have one of these. I told you about it before. Actually, I told James earlier today, you have to try the new Monster Energy Drink Ultra Gold. This is not a sponsor. At this point, I've given them at least a couple thousand of my dollars in my lifetime. It's pineapple, and it is delicious pineapple. And I have to be honest with you, it is worth its weight in gold, which is that's funny. That's deep irony. All right, deep irony. All right, so let's do this. Let's get started. All right, so here we are. We're also on YouTube at the same time. So if we have any tubers over there that are checking out, don't feel left out. Comment as well. I know who you guys are if you're there. My 215ers are going to be confused as to where I was today. I'll have a lot of emails to check in the morning when they think that I quit doing the show. But here we go. So we're going to dive into the deck titled Let's Talk Marketing. It is issue 8, or episode 8. Or number 8, whatever you'd like to call it. It is number 8. Now, remember, I'm a one-man team here. It's just me producing by myself. So if I click the buttons a little slow, chill. Just chill. Because it's the best I got. I only got one clicky hand and one righty hand. But no, here's where we're at. So let's talk Marketing 8. It's the 8th edition. We've gotten now 10 total, I think, or 11 total of these things in total. I didn't name it until after the third one. But we got a bunch. So here we go. Let's talk marketing. And what I wanted to talk about is how I'm going to hypnotize you now into thinking this is the best thing you've ever seen on Facebook Live. Better than jump roping horses. Better than sneak peeks at the Avengers when people were taking photos inside the theater and screen capping it and putting the ending up. This is the best thing you've ever seen. I want to say right now, you're gonna agree with me by the end of that. Can you once again spam me a number 1? If you agree with me already that you're going to love all of what we're going to do, because what we're doing is fun. I'm going to be giving away a marketing campaign, essentially. And then we're going to stop with asking for your interaction for a little bit so that you guys can settle in and watch. Can I get a 1? Are you going to enjoy this? You're going to enjoy this? We're going to enjoy this. Here's what we go. All right. So what we're going to talk about today is 1999 film, The Blair Witch Project, and I'm going to throw in my 2 cents on the project. So, or in the process. Yeah, James, with an exclamation point. That's what makes it happen. Now here, for me, I think I had no desire to get into marketing because I didn't understand growing up what marketing was. I didn't do it. I grew up in a construction family. My dad was very, very blue collar. I was a soccer referee and had no idea what I wanted to do when I got to college. So marketing was way out. I didn't even know it existed. I just knew that people did publicity and that meant something. I wanted to design toys and I didn't know what to do. Oh, Anthony Montoya. That's the other side effect of Monster and talking too fast. Anyway, so for me to get into marketing, I think the seeds were really laid early with this film. I actually remember who I was with, using their internet to get really deep into the relationship with the internet, because this is early web, and we'll go into that in a second. But this is very early interwebs. And let's do this. Let's talk about the Blair Witch. So the Blair Witch, as it were, I'm going to go to Little Shawn for a second. It's a 1999 found film footage sensation, and it changed the way that audiences watch or engage with movies. Before this, there wasn't a lot of ARG or alternate reality gaming or any genre-related stuff like that. But the goal for them was to make the movie boundaries of make-believe, make the boundaries of make-believe an attempt to truly get a viewer immersed in the protagonist experience. They wanted you to be so deep into that protagonist's shoes that you were scared not just for them, but that you could be that person. You could stump into the woods in Burkittsville, which that but is in Frederick County, right by us, kind of. So I could, in theory, go there. Blair isn't real. But the rest, the woods, all of that was real, and it added to the mythos, in that people truly wanted to believe that that these kids went into the woods to do some research, found these crazy sticks up when they went to bed, and things were being messed with, and it was all sorts of craziness. And this is where they ended up at the very end of it all. And to be honest with you, I can't blame people for being scared, because I was terrified because they didn't give you room to breathe. There's a suffocating campaign. So we go from here to here. So in 99, we were only 4 years removed. Just so we know, to be clear, we were 4 years removed from the internet being a government research project. All right, that's 4 years after Gore helped found the internet type thing. One that wasn't truly commercialized until 1997. So until 97, which is when the walls kind of opened up and everyone was, Lycos, Mythos, Alta Vista, all of these other search engines came in. This wasn't happening until long after 95. So we were at a very thin red line as far as what are the boundaries of real and fake online, because no one knew. They were given the benefit of the doubt because, well, no one had seen it before. So it had to be true because it's online. It's still kind of a gray line that we get now, because the believability factor is high because of the quality of these being real people, because these are real people. I mean, you can see them, they're human and they're made of flesh, is pretty high. It's scarily so. But the mythology of the witch was built online on a dedicated website. How'd With get in there? That's going to bother me for a while. That's supposed to, look at this. It's supposed to say website. Oh, I have to talk to my assistant. With terrible bandwidth, the Haxton Films team was just Haxton, the guys that actually built the site, or the myth of the Blair Witch and the film itself before they sold it to Artisan. They knew what they needed more. All right, so they posted pictures of this rusted 60mm film cans and those high 8 tapes that they claimed were found by anthropology students from the University of Maryland, which, by the way, I'm not even sure there's anthropology at University of Maryland, but I mean, who knows? There could be. And 12 pictures were captioned as released by the Sheriff's Office of Frederick County. So as long as Heather's Journal. So basically, the Blair Witch mythology was unique as it was built online. There weren't snipes out in public. They weren't, I'm trying to get over here. there weren't a lot of flyers. They weren't papering towns. They weren't hitting billboards. They weren't, they weren't necessarily going out and going to movie theaters and handing out postcards. It wasn't how they built the mythology of uh, of the movie. The universe was built around the idea of these kids. They went missing. We have found footage that we found after the fact. We don't know where they are, but this is where it was. You should take a look. This is the last known footage. And the thing is it was released on the internet, which was so new and credible, and it was only for news and only for information. And the way we consumed websites at that point was really new and really fresh. We had no idea how to take it. So that's where that ended up. We ended up with a really interesting situation for what to do. Now, I remember personal experience. I got a tattoo, I think 2 days before I went to see this thing. Smart, my first tattoo. I got an Ankh tattoo on my ankle. It's about this big. It's the one that stops traffic. When the chicks are like, hey, you got cool tattoos. That's the one I pull out. That's the one that I'm like, that's the one that people. And then we went to Sesame Place the next day. So we went to ride some water slides. So the girls they really were like into that. And little itch. It's a mustache thing. Forgot. Took 2 months. No, but it for me, the thing that made the most sense is that when we go back to when I said not having worked in marketing before this, they were able to deliver on an experience separate from the film, which was something that allowed the actual user or the consumer or the customer or the ticket buyer to get really ingrained in their own theories. And we see how big theories and not just conspiracy theories, but those count, theories are right now, and how prevalent they are on the web, and what they can do to a community, how they can permeate the web as a whole. But they allowed people to kind of fuel the fire for them, so that even though they were online, the Haxon team on their forums, which they had set up on their site. So I'm like leaving out the thing about split screen. There was an actual website called Split Screen and a film show that was on IFC, and they had purported this exact same campaign. They talked about it as though it were real, and that this footage had been found, and people would go to the website in the forums at Split Screen and were looking for information about it. And every time it aired or a replay aired, thousands of people would show up at the board. And eventually they just redirected it over to the Blair Witch Project.com. So then they can continue to filter the traffic and keep it up there. And that's like a really big portion of all this that for some reason I think I was supposed to remember to mention, and I'm just remembering it now. So I remembered it. It's number two. It's an important one. And here's the cool part. So I'm going to bring this back up alongside me. And I should make these bullet points. Man, next time I always get the bad luck on the big bullet points. Anyway, they executed what many consider fundamentals of digital marketing today, and they did. Email was used first and foremost. I know that if people on here are Jason Horton fans, they've heard Jason say it before. There's fundamental email usage that was in this means to reach out to the filmmaking process without talking about the mythos. So email was used as a means of communication to their installed user base to talk about the film without talking about the characters or the established, let's say, alternative reality version of the game. Like in this world that they'd crafted, where these characters actually had died and had disappeared, they were able to go outside that to the real world and be like, hey, the film's coming out here. They never talked about the characters, and they were like, hey, Heather's here, Josh is here, Michael's here, doing this publicity. That's just not how it worked, because people could not believe that these kids were alive. At events and stuff when they were being introduced, people literally did not believe that, hey, that's Heather. And they're like, wait, what, Heather? Like, Heather's dead, man. Heather died. I saw her die. And it's like, okay. No, you didn't, Biscuits. You didn't, buddy. And they did really smart branding. I don't know if they realized how iconic the twig would be, but the iconic twig figure is synonymous with the brand. When you think the Blair Witch, it's kind of like Jason's hockey mask or Freddy's glove. Even though you can think of Jason's whole body or Freddy's whole body, like you can think of his face as well, too, or the sweater. There's other things that are iconic about him. The Blair Witch, since we never get a solid look at the Blair Witch, we do, in fact, have this moment of like the thing that's the most tied to the paranormal element of that film are those twigs and the rocks and the basement. But you can't really, the basement. Spoiler alert, Josh is in the basement. I don't know what he's doing, but he's in the basement. He's a Josh. I just got to be careful. All right, so that's where we're at right now. You guys got any questions real quick before we move on to the next part? Let me know if you got questions. I know that the chat lags, or the chat lags ahead. And no, Under Armour isn't a sponsor. They are not a sponsor. I just happened to drink a bottle of water from Under Armour. Let's keep rocking the suburbs. Let's do like Quiet Riot did. We're rocking the suburbs. All right, so when the film first came out, opening weekend had rolled around and people could not find this film after all of that work that they had done so far. They'd done legwork. So they were like, listen, man, we can't find this thing anywhere. What are we supposed to do? They start calling into theaters, calling into regional managers, and requests were being made to the point that these theaters are calling artists in directly and being like, we need prints. We need this thing. People are asking for it. It's something we need to have. And the film actually opened in more locations. And I know that the theater I saw it in wasn't opening weekend. I know it was second weekend. We were in New Jersey, East Brunswick, at a movie theater. Can't think of what it's called. So if there's anyone from New Jersey here that knows theaters, nice big theaters in East Brunswick back in 1999, that's what I went to. Could have gone together. Who knows? I was there with my girlfriend, Nicole, at that point. Very nice girl. She cried during the movie. Couldn't tell it was fake. Couldn't tell. I'm just kidding. But every week, film opened in more locations and earned more than American Pie and Big Daddy that year, over $400 million, which is it's crazy. So it worked. It worked. Basically, by crafting this overall narrative of so much more, having so much more than just a film. It's the mythos. It's the branding. It's the thing we talk about so much about when you're building your film, when you're crafting a narrative for your story, when you're trying to, let's say you have a film and it's about a fisherman that lives in Venezuela. Well, there's lots of things you could build it about. You could build it about a fisherman and find fishing sites if he uses competitive rods and competitive reels, and it's modern fishing. We're gonna be casting and fishing, casting and reeling it back in. But it's a fly fisherman. He's out in the, like you find outdoorsman sites. But there's ways to brand your particular protagonist or your story as a whole, if in fact that's something that you want to do. And it's the smartest way to do it. In this instance, they found a great branding piece with the idea of it being a super mystery based on a haunted area in the woods that these people said they are going to check out because of this purported killer of these children and how the story went as a whole. And I thought it was super cool. I continue to think it's cool. I think they did a really great job with the film. The main two, whose names, I always miss the three guys' names, but the main two guys that went on to do a bunch of other stuff as well too, do not do interviews about the project anymore. They just don't. So it's on them. And then I got this beauty, and this is not a jumping thing. This is just a little bit of this guy. I got this, but look at this thing. I mean, what else do you think of when you see this? This right here. This literally is the Blair Witch. This right here. That's exactly what it is. I mean, can you think of anything else when you think of the Blair Witch Project? And so that's a pretty good one. So I'm gonna pull it back aside for a second. And it's what I'm the most excited to share is, like, when you look at the website, it's pretty much intact for what it used to be. So they have it listed as a legacy site now, but it shows the legacy of the Blair Witch Project, and it shows discovered footage, audio information, Heather's audio files. Heather's journal, which, remember, they said was recovered under a 100-year-old cabin that had been torn down. They had 12 photos, which are actually snippets of footage from the film that was taken. The 10 high 8, which I hope it's still high 8 because I've said that way my whole life. And then the 11 16 millimeter cans that were 8 months after the disappearance, they just kind of showed up. And then there's other sections as well too. If you look at it too, like, there's more about the filmmakers. So they had like casual shots of the team themselves, Michael, Josh, and Heather, less than a week before their disappearance. So they kind of like, hey guys, that was a really good audition. Why don't we all go outside and stand together, because no one else is going to get these roles. These are definitely going to you. I can't afford Jane Tombray. I don't know who that is. I made up a name. There's no Jane Tombray. No Jane Tombray. Just Heather Donahue. And then over here, I mean, this is how you really establish credibility. Like, in a day and age where people didn't know that Photoshop was a thing. You know what I mean? In a day and age where like we didn't think that things like that happened on the internet or even by hand. My wife is a graphic designer by trade and she works in project management now. And this is the type of thing that they were taught to do by hand. But this right here lends so much credibility to the idea that this was real. I mean, the kid's wearing a SUNY Geneseo hat. You know, like that makes it feel real. It makes it feel like a kid I know. You know, this kid could have come from anywhere. So, how many of you guys saw the Blair Witch when it came out in '99? Anyone on the show right now? Anyone here? Kind of want your feelings. Want to know your original impressions were of the film? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me hear. Because we're gonna jam on in a second. I'm gonna tell you what that means in a minute. We're gonna jam. Oh, there's my mom. Mom, you're gonna watch it. Anthony Montoya says big no. That's all right, man. Have you seen it now? Have you seen it since it came out in '99? Have you seen it since '99 though, Anthony? Well, there's no hope on my mom. My mom's out. Yes, James also brings up a good point. Found footage films are not for everybody. The whole bouncy camera, bouncy thing, that's it's not for everybody. That's for sure. It's not for everybody. I'm trying to lean in right now. My pop filter is like in the shot right now. It's driving me nuts. You guys could have told me that. I thought we were friends. Whew. All right, better. So for the first time in 2005. Yes, Anthony, that's a good point. Listen, that is literally a good point. The last 10 minutes of the Blair Witch Project are the best parts of the movie, and they're not spoiled in the trailer. That is something they got perfect. The best parts of the movie were never spoiled for consumers, and they're balls to the wall crazy, and you can't afford to have that spoiled for you because it literally was everything about that film. You never see a witch, right? You never see crazy people. Like really, you don't see anything. You don't see anyone coming trouncing through the woods with pickaxes and swords and stuff, and they're just crazy as F. It's never, other than the twigs and the rocks, and their stuff getting messed up. Nothing, it's just weird paranormal stuff, which they replicate again in Paranormal Activity. It's about, what you don't see, what you see a little of when people are sleeping, aren't paying attention, like that fear of what happens when you can't protect yourself. And then what happens at the very end? That's a crazy ending, and I'm not giving my mom some sleep little nightmares, so I'm not going to talk about it anymore. So anyway, jam on. All right, so here's a project for all of us. Tonight, I need all of you to be interactive, as it were. We are going to do a campaign together. This campaign is going to be a jam box for a jam board for all of us. So just give me one sec. Bear with me while I go over here, switch it up. I can't full screen this thing. I can make it bigger. Give me one sec. I got to set one more. Okay. There. Can you see that? So this is going to be tonight's prize. We are building out for the Blair Witch 1999, the brand new version of the campaign that we would like to see them run today. How does that sound? Does it sound good, everybody? Shake your heads. If you're sitting at home, just shake your heads. I can feel your energy. I'm feeling the energy. That's good. I like that. I like the energy. All right, we're going to do this. So here's what we got going on. We got paid social, a little paid social. Email. Oh, wait, I got a laser pointer. Check this out. So you got paid social, email, viral stunts, digital PR, regular organic social, influencer marketing, you have video, and SEO. Now, obviously, there's going to be ones that are a lot easier for us to get as filmmakers right off the bat. And the first one you're going to have is video. So we're going to start there. I'm going to zoom in on my empty wallet. I'm going to go down to video. So for video, we're going to go text on white. First thing I want to do for video is I want to make sure we got a good teaser trailer. If I can get the white to show up. We'll go right here. Teaser. And we'll do a 30-second teaser. And then this is going to be 30. What else do you think we got? We got a 30-second. We'll do a red band. We'll do some crazy red band with some gore a little bit. So we can take this one out. I think you guys see what I'm trying to do here. Good Lord, that won't let me take that out. I'm sure you can hear the clicking. It's maddening. Right, so here's this. Got a 30-second teaser, 30-second red band, 60. We'll do a 2-minute featurette and a BTS. And then we do. Come on. All right, forget it. Anyway, when you minimize this thing, it's going to scroll down. So there's our video marketing so far. So I counted for video right there. We'll come back to SEO. We'll do influencer next. We'll draw. First one down. All right, what do you guys think about that so far? We good? Next, we're going to move on to email. Oh, I wasn't holding shift. Here we're going to do weekly director diary. We'll do weekly gift laden diary. What else we got? And by the way, sorry, I see the right side of my face, but I'm looking at my big monitor. I can look over here too. Weekly director diary, weekly gift laden diary. What else do we want? You guys have other ideas? We'll leave that for right now. We'll go to viral stunts. Okay. Let's leave high. Let's see how bad people want this. Height. We'll do it today. So this is launching today, not in 1999. Height tapes in bus stations near film schools. USB keys. Under hidden in Reddit approved location. So we work with Reddit. Say we'll find a thread that we like. We talk to them about how we could put together something to work. Reddit approved locations. We'll put that. So if that makes sense, put that up there. We'll open this sucker up. Okay, digital PR. So this is going to be tricky. So here's what I want to do. I want to do one thing for both pre-launch, for launch, and for post-launch. So let's do that. Let's do it that way. Okay, I'll go over here. So we'll do for pre-launch. Pre-launch set visit for let's say IGN.com. Then we'll have for launch, we'll have Blogger. Blooger. You guys know Bloogers? You ever been there? It's a good place. Blooger initiative for hang on, I gotta close this up a little bit. Nah, I don't really like that. Go back to it. Blogger initiative. Because you gotta reach out to targeted sites. And I want to, last but not least, do something cool. Anyone got something to fill in? You got thoughts? Want to hear your thoughts too. We can do this together. There we go. Good Lord. Take a little bit of this thing out of it. All right, let's skip digital PR for a second because I can't. Oh, interviews. That's what it's doing. Interviews at Fangoria, Rumorg. I can't think of another one right now. podcasts with large and small sites with director and screenwriter, because you want this to seem so like a big deal. You want it to, yeah. So let's do that. We'll get something on the news. How about we do this? How about we do? How about as part of our traditional new news coverage of uh, local premiere. No, no, I don't like that. News coverage of story as person of interest. See if they spin. All right, so that's where we're at there. All right, so we'll lay that there. I don't like how no one said they didn't like my chalkboard, by the way. No one said anything about my chalkboard. Such a fragile ego today. All right, so we'll go up here to paid social. We're gonna do two things here. Promotion of 30-second teaser when it drops. Promotion of premiere online when it happens. So I know that a lot of people will be like spam, 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 spend a lot of money. But to be honest with you, I don't want to be that film. It's not the film I want to be. So, no. I don't think that's who we are. I don't think that's who our Blair Witch is, people. I don't think we are. All right. A little bit of fatigue here. We'll move this over. And we'll do the last one. Well, SEO is kind of straightforward. Build simple one-page site. One page. We're going to get that P. We're going to get that P, I swear. Oh my gosh, I gotta look. One-page site. Trend for topics involving. Oh, I just thought of some killers. This would be a great topic for something to work with. Hunt a Killer, the subscription box that's here in Maryland. It focuses on serial killer stories and stuff. So maybe put them in there. Put them in here. Hunt Killer. See if maybe you could do something with them. That'd be pretty cool, right? Take care of that. Unless we'll come down here and influencer marketing. I also do want to stress one thing. I just wrote this today. I didn't think about it. This is just me winging it. That's why it's imperfect. So if it seems unpolished, you know why. If it's any good, maybe you can use it. Influencer marketing, top horror or TikTok. So hard to write. Accounts, exclusive trailer or sneak peek. And then also have contest to find the killer or find the Blair Witch across social with multiple accounts. One of the things that they did really well with the Blair Witch was that they actually they touched so many different touch points that they made it believable. That it's like, this is just too much effort. It can't be real, or it can't be fake. There's just too much effort being put in. So let's tidy this all up. No, I don't like how that looks. That looks too messy. All right. So we're done. Let's say we're done here. What do you think? Everyone who's still with me, what do you guys think? So we got some stuff on the news. We did some viral stuff. Just off the top of your head, it took me maybe 7 minutes. This is what we got. And I talked the whole time through it. So what do you guys think? Anyone like this? Anyone see anything that's interesting? There are more stuff at the bottom. I can zoom back out so we can see all of it. We'll go 70%, so we'll make fit. See if there's anything there. Man, water is delicious. It's nectar of the gods. I'm going to make my lines. While you guys look at this, I'll move my lines over. Guys, if you hate the thing, you can say it too. I'm not going to be offended. Good Lord. Be so quiet. I feel like I should be playing techno music in the background and playing Twitch. Get the same reaction over there when I'm playing Among Us. I don't know. That wasn't the right noise. That was a good noise, though. It was a good one. I want to put this up before. James said, when he said this, it touched me somewhere in my heart because it reminded me that, yes, the idea is a great idea, Blair Witch, but found footage got out of control after this. After Blair Witch, it really ruined everything. It definitely did. So that's it. That's me. We built a plan together. Oops. Whoopsie. So I take that down. We'll take it down. We're good. Hope you guys got some. Are you writing it all down? That's why you're busy. It's a lot. I can just send you a screenshot. If you guys want a screenshot, just let me know. I'll send it to you. That's awesome, man. I hope you guys are getting something out of it. Because that matters to me. I want you guys to get something out of every single interaction we have. You know, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. So I appreciate everything you guys are there for, and it's pretty powerful stuff. All right, so let's get off this. And get back to my jam on deck. Because it's time for. Wait. Words of the week. Yay! Except it should have been full screen. Let's try that again. We'll do it, and we'll do it bigger. So watch, we'll go here. It's time for Words of the Week. Now, for those of you that know my show, will know that every week I have a section called Words of the Week. And in this section, my son is responsible for going to randomwordgenerator.com, choosing 3 words at random, putting them into the deck with the help of his mother. And I do not see this part of the deck until it's time for the show. So I put the whole frame together and then leave that section. Then they drop in the cute text. And then I feel foolish. Why? Because what then I have to do is either use these 3 words in a new sort of sentence outside of what they're normally known for, either tying it into marketing, my career, or film. Yay! All right, let's do this. This is my favorite part of the show. It's my favorite part of the show. On top of wearing cardigans and cool glasses is what I do best. So we're going to rock this. Here we go. Ditch. Okay. This is probably like a filmmaker thing too. Like there's someone out there that's like the ditch is the space in this. Like so the ditch means this. And right now I'm looking silly because I'm all like in my head I'm going at some point you need to go ding dong ditch and just bounce and just take off. But here's the thing. I'm thankful every week for the people that come to the show and that come and hang out and listen to what I have to say about topics involving marketing. And I'm proud of those of you that come and don't ditch me, and I don't ditch you. I just continue to want to be a resource to the community. And I hope that you find value in what we talk about. And I don't know, it means a lot to me. It really does. So I know that I shifted the time today because of the stuff we had going on at home here. But rad, just super rad. So thanks for coming to hang out with me again tonight, guys. Learn. Oh, this is great. Everything that you consider as a loss or a bad experience in life is an opportunity to do one thing, is learn. Every step along the way, there are going to be things that are going to hold you back or keep you from getting to where you think you want to go or where you need to go in your mind. With the right mentors, with the right team around you, with the right experience in your own life and yourself personally, knowing yourself, you can, in fact, get ahead. You will win. You will succeed. Put out good energy. Be kind and positive to people, even when you don't think you need to or should. There's nothing to gain from it. Just be really, really, really effing rad. Being that's going to get you really far. That's what people want. They want to see people being rad. And, I think that you can learn to do that. I think that that's something that can be learned. You can be crapped on a lot and learn to be a good person. And I think that you can learn anything in any field. I learned how to do marketing because I was being sent marketing materials and I asked questions when it was my turn to send them. So I think you can learn anything. I think you just got to get the right opportunities and be hardworking and kind. People will ask questions and listen when you speak. There's no greater agony than coming up with in work, and coming up with a plan that you think is foolproof, or that it can't be beat, or is great, and that your delusions of grandeur on your own success level are so high that you can't go wrong, and then you just fail. I mean, yes, I said before it's an opportunity to learn, but there is no greater agony than having to talk to a client on the phone or to tell a friend like I failed. I've talked about this 1,000 times. When we talk about when you do something like what's your why, like why does Shawn work with filmmakers? Why does he do this? Like it's not I'm not making $250,000 a project doing that. Why is he doing it? It's because my failure with King of Fitness, that I wasn't able to recoup my money, that I lost what we lost, that it shattered relationships, that it damaged friendships, how everything went with the process, and it's on me because I wasn't mature enough to handle it, and that sort of agony is something that I don't want to have stay with me. That's my why, I want to be here to help and to keep people from like stepping over that edge of making a mistake I made, or to have them think like, oh, well, I spent $10,000 on this project, I could just do the marketing myself. And it's like, no, dude, listen, you're so close to screwing this up right now. Because like two things on, a person on Instagram talking about your film and one website talking about you when they're like a D-level website is not going to help you. Like, and there's a way to get other websites. I can coach you. Just let me help you. As we want. That's my why. At the very base is like you have to fail. You really have to fail, and you have to have that sweet, sweet agony of having done so. And I sincerely hope that you guys that are still here with me get that like we're in a position where we all understand what it's like to finish something for the love of finishing it because we love it, but at the same time not being able to do more. And I just want to be able to step in where I can and help everyone I can. And when I can't, I want to be able to give advice or develop something for them to take, so I don't have to worry about it. Because listen, this is something you love. It's from your heart when you make art. And I really don't like the idea of watching people that I care about, because I care about people, right? I don't like seeing people that I care about kind of get tied up. It's upsetting. It's upsetting. So my deepest why comes from I don't want to see someone lose stuff that I could have lost permanently. I was able to repair the relationships that I damaged with the failure of my site, and I hope that resonates. If everyone's still listening, can I just get like a heart emoji? Or like, just give me a little love. I could use it right now. That was pretty raw. Shawn's spamming out the hugs. Can you give me a cares? like the video with a cares. Here we go. Ooh, good Lord. All right, so it's that was 3 good ones. I think that was pretty good. I think I did all right. So what's next? Uh-oh. I'll wait till you see this. Well, that's it for this week's show. This is everything, guys. We just blasted through 45 minutes of talking marketing, talk to film. Hope you liked it. Things are a little bit different this week. A little bit less interaction at the beginning, which I think you guys were okay with. No one said anything. But we're going to go back to some different stuff. We'll see how we go. But for now, I got to show you this guy. Look at this guy. This is where to find me online. Getting cabbage patching, yeah. On Facebook, you can find me here at Shawn Michael Smith. If you're on Twitter, you can find me at Shawn M. Smith. On Instagram, you can find me at S222. Are you on Twitch? You can find me at S222 as well. I got really white. Look how bright my lights are. My YouTube channel is youtuber.com/ShawnSmith22. And listen, I do a podcast every Tuesday with my 7-year-old son, Carter. He is the coolest dude in the world, far cooler human being than I will ever be. But it's called Potato Salad Marmalade. You can catch that if you go to Anchor FM, Potato Salad Marmalade. That's where that is. Just came out this morning. Tuesday is the big Shonda Rhimes day. Get it? Shonda Rhimes. Shonda Rhimes. It's Shawn the Rhymes. Yeah, I know. I'm taking over Tuesdays content-wise. So, all right, man. Well, I think that'll do it for me for tonight. Let's wrap it for questions. Any questions? Go to onesub.com/Shawn M. Smith. Again, go.onesub.com/Shawn M. Smith. Let's just chat. You have any questions about your upcoming projects? Want to see if we can work together in some capacity? Do you have capability of working with me in my clever system? Are you a person that could be someone that's down for more help with the done for you process? Who knows? We're not going to know until we talk, but there's no questions asked, nothing being sold on the call, nothing to hurt. We have people on the game or on the show right now that are here that is taking the call themselves. So thanks again to everyone for coming out tonight. I've had a blast. I always have fun talking to you guys. I miss this stuff. Every time I get away from it, I'm like, it's only once a week. Darn it. Shucks. And then I'm like, wait, that's good because I have to make the deck. And, oh my God, I didn't even announce it at the beginning of the show. Oh my gosh, I forgot to mention it. I had a speaking engagement this week at the Kapow Intergalactic Film Festival. Forgot all about it. So for those of you that stuck around, you just heard that. That's where my speaking engagement was over the weekend. So, and I did not wear a cardigan. I wore a dress shirt. And I was in the exact same room in the exact same outfit. And I talked about Blair Witch, by the way. Not this much, but I just talked for a second. That's it for me. You guys, any questions? You got anything you want to ask me? Throw it up to you guys for a sec. Okay, we'll make this minimized. There we go. Make that smaller for me over here. All right. Well, I'm going to take it back out. All right. Well, that's going to be it for us. See, this thing keeps getting a shot. I wonder if how far I can push it. How you guys still hear me? Can you still hear me fine? Yeah? Cool. That's it for me. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in this week to a later edition of Let's Talk Marketing. I have been your humble host, Shawn M. Smith, although I'm barely a host, and I'm certainly not humble. In other words, you have a great night. Be safe. If you need me, you know where to find me. I set this right up. Take care, buddy. Peace out.